A Chinese technician rejects a multi-million-dollar US salary, the deep-seated issues facing global manufacturing. Why did a $10 million salary offer plus a green card fail to poach an ordinary Chinese machine tool worker? In 2019, an anonymous American aerospace manufacturing company traveled to Shenyang, China, extending an olive branch to a local, ordinary technician named Hong Jiaguang. The offer was staggering: an annual salary of $10 million, a permanent US green card, and a luxury property in the heart of Silicon Valley, conditions generous enough to instantly change the destiny of any ordinary person. Yet, shockingly, Hong Jiaguang pondered for only a moment before refusing categorically, even stating bluntly, "Even if you gave me 100 million, I wouldn't go." In an era where even Silicon Valley elites job hop for better pay, why would a Chinese man earning a standard technician's wage turn down such a colossal temptation? The answer is simple. The technology in Hong Jiaguang's hands involves the precision machining of core aero-engine components. He can control precision to the micron level, simply put, finer than 1/60th of a human hair. This level of precision directly determines the safety and lifespan of aircraft engines. It is the most difficult part to polish on the crown jewel of modern industry. Even more subversive to conventional wisdom is that this technician, who rejected millions, did not graduate from a prestigious university, nor did he even take the college entrance exam, Gaokao. He is a vocational school graduate who spent 27 years transforming from a struggling student on the workshop floor into a winner of the National Science and Technology Progress Award, leading a team to solve over 300 aviation manufacturing technical challenges. Next, let's discuss the truth about global manufacturing hidden behind this story, and the soft power that is most easily misunderstood in the tech competition between China and the US. Hong Jiaguang's growth trajectory strikes directly at the Western bias regarding Chinese scientific and technological talent. Many believe that China's tech breakthroughs rely on anonymous teams under a whole-of-nation system, overlooking countless individuals like Hong who are rooted in the front lines and deeply dedicated to their craft. In 1995, coming from an impoverished background, Hong gave up on high school and entered the vocational school of the Shenyang Liming Engine Company. He caught a bus at 5 a.m. every day to get to the city for his studies and didn't return home until after 8 p.m., devouring professional books on the slow green train. In this way, he ground himself from a clumsy kid into the class ace. After graduating in 1998, he entered the aero-engine factory and has worked there for 27 years. How difficult is the tooling for the aero-engine blades he polishes? The IEEE, Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, once pointed out in a report that for every 1 micron improvement in blade machining precision, the engine's lifespan can be extended by 100 hours. The specialized diamond roller tool developed by Hong Jiaguang significantly increased the qualification rate of blade processing. This technology won the second prize in the 2017 National Science and Technology Progress Award, a miracle for a frontline technician. In contrast, looking at the US, according to reports in November 2025, Ford Motor Company offered an annual salary of $120,000 for machinist positions, far exceeding the average US worker's salary of $60,000, yet 5,000 positions remained vacant. Elon Musk has also publicly stated that the US severely lacks skilled workers willing to engage in high-difficulty manual labor, with the shortage of skilled workers in key fields across the US exceeding 1 million. Even more noteworthy is that in June 2025, Meta used a $100 million total package to poach for core Chinese AI researchers within a week, averaging over 170 million renminbi annually per person. This throwing money to grab high-end talent model is identical to the logic used by the US company trying to poach Hong Jiaguang. They are willing to pay sky-high prices for mature technical talent but struggle to cultivate technicians rooted in the front lines. The gap behind this is exactly what we need to ponder. Why can the Chinese manufacturing system produce craftsmen like Hong Jiaguang who do one thing for a lifetime? This is not a simple patriotic slogan, but the result of the interaction between technology and social structure. Commentary analysis: Hong Jiaguang's persistence has never been an isolated case, but a microcosm of China's manufacturing technician training system. The US reliance on poaching with sky-high prices to fill the technician gap is essentially a failure of its vocational education system. It takes 5 years to train a qualified automotive mechanic, and US vocational education cannot supply enough talent. China's vocational school system, however, allows people from ordinary backgrounds like Hong to have the opportunity to delve deeply into technology. Combined with the long-term growth platforms provided by enterprises, this creates a steadfast craftsmanship. This is not merely a victory for the China model, but offers another possibility for global manufacturing: how to ensure frontline technicians gain respect and realize their value, thereby solving the global problem of the technician shortage. Of course, we cannot avoid controversy. Some might argue that Hong Jiaguang's choice was held hostage by nationalist sentiment, or even believe that China's technician training model restricts the free flow of talent. There is some truth to this argument. After all, in the context of globalization, talent mobility is the norm, just like the 4 Chinese AI researchers poached by Meta, whose choices also deserve respect. But we must also see that Hong Jiaguang's refusal is underpinned by the simple understanding that technology has no borders, but technicians have a homeland. His skills were honed in the workshops of his motherland, under the guidance of master craftsmen, and on the research platforms provided by the state. This binding of growth and reciprocity exists in many countries. For example, Germany's craftsman spirit is essentially the long-term adherence of technicians to local companies and industries. The average salary of German technicians far exceeds that of ordinary white-collar workers, and companies provide lifelong training. This two-way devotion is what keeps German manufacturing enduringly prosperous. By contrast, the US technician system focuses more on short-term interests. Companies are unwilling to invest time and money in training newcomers, preferring to fill gaps quickly by poaching at high prices, which leads to an increasingly large technician deficit. Interestingly, Hong Jiaguang not only stays on the front line himself but also mentors apprentices hand in hand and writes skills operation manuals to pass on his techniques. His studio has accumulated over 30 national patents and completed 84 innovation breakthroughs. This model of passing down, helping, and guiding is precisely the advantage of the Chinese technician system. Stanford professor Fei-Fei Li once said that engineers trained in China's science and engineering education possess global competitiveness in mathematics and engineering capabilities. Hong Jiaguang's story is the best proof he is not as a nameless cog under a state system, but an innovator of flesh and blood, with convictions and pursuits. Commentary analysis: the core of the controversy is never should talent stay or go, but how to give talent the confidence to choose. Hong Jiaguang's refusal was not forced, but active. He can realize his self-worth domestically, lead teams to conquer technical difficulties, and gain social respect. This is the core reason for his steadfastness. US companies only saw his technology but missed the soil of his growth. Western public opinion only saw nationalist sentiment but ignored the respect for individual value within the Chinese technician system. This also makes us reflect: what is the global tech competition really about? Is it about talent bought with sky-high salaries, or systems that can cultivate and retain talent? Hong Jiaguang's story offers a fresh perspective. True technological strength lies not only in the number of top talents but in the depth and thickness of the frontline technician workforce. Hong Jiaguang's story is never propaganda about China beating the US, but a global proposition regarding steadfastness and value. As humanity, we face a common manufacturing dilemma: how to cultivate top technicians, how to inherit the craftsman spirit, and how to ensure frontline technical talent receives due respect. Hong Jiaguang uses his 27 years of dedication to tell us that the value of technology is never measured solely by money. The craftsman spirit is never an empty slogan, but day after day polishing and passion. For the American intellectual class, this story might break some inherent prejudices. China's technological progress is supported not only by a whole-of-nation system but also by the persistence and sacrifice of countless individuals. Furthermore, global technological development is never a zero-sum game, but a mutual learning process between different models and experiences. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.